Welcome back, fellas. Today we have Thursday night football underway. Steelers versus the Browns. 36.5 point total. Should be a low scoring game because it's the divisional game. We are going to be taking 5 plays here. Psych, we're taking 3 plays here that I really like for tonight's games. Went 9-0. 9-0 on Sunday. Last video on the channel. I'm not saying anything. You're saying something. 9-0 on the channel. Anyway, we'll keep it pushing. Not going to waste any time. Pittsburgh versus Cleveland. Obviously, the game we're going to be going over. I like George Pickens higher 58.5 receiving yards. If you're not on Underdog, make sure you're on Underdog Fantasy taking these plays because you'll get a free play of Russell Wilson to go over just half a yard. Plus, you get up to $1,000 deposit match bonus, so make sure you take advantage. And if you're not on Pickett tailing these plays, which is where you can find all these plays and how much I place them for, make sure you tail Pickett down below. The link is in the description. It's absolutely free to use code BDGE when you sign up. It's absolutely free. George Pickens over 55.5 receiving yards feels fantastic today. You can get a 58 on here, 55 on there. I like it either way. He's averaging 90.2 receiving yards per game with Russell Wilson. Let me pull it up here so you can just see a visual. Averaging 91.3 receiving yards per game. Hit this all in all 4 games. Obviously, he's crushing this line this season. And now he goes into a perfect matchup versus Cleveland, who allows the 7th most receiving yards to opposing wide receivers this season. So allowing a ton of receiving yards. He also commands a 30% target share this season. So obviously he's more than enough, running 86% of the routes. So he's the clear wide receiver 1 on this team. No one even close. He's catching 79% of his targets as well. Hands are out of this world. His opportunity share is out of this world. And they love to throw the deep ball to Pickens this year. He's caught a ton of deep balls this season. And Cleveland allows the 6th most deep passes so far over the course of the season. And the Browns rank 3rd worst in yards per completion, 5th worst at preventing wide receiver yak, averaging 156 receiving yards to opposing wide receivers this season. So they're giving up a ton of yards, a ton of yak, a ton of opportunity share. Pickens is 12.5 receptions over expected this season. He's catching the most tight ball windows in all of football. He's playing out of his mind the past 4 games. I think that continues here today, and there's no reason for him to not go over this mark and him to keep smashing this line week in and week out. 50 and like if it was like 68, I'd be like, probably not. But getting it at 50 yards feels fantastic here in this ball game. Now, again, I get Denzel Ward's back. People might be weary about that. I think George Pickens is better than Denzel Ward, straight up. Take that as you will. There's going to be some Browns people like, blah, blah, blah. But I think George Pickens is an elite receiver and just is stuck in a mid offense. But now that he's Russ, is it so mid? Might not be. Yeah, we're going to keep it pushing here. Going to take it under on Nick Chubb. I got it at 53.5. You can take it at 51.5. Either way, I like the line. 52.5 here. He's going over this and under. He's gone under this in all 4 games so far this season. Obviously, now he faces Pittsburgh, which is a nightmare of a matchup for him, right? They allowed the 5th fewest rushing yards to opposing running backs this season. And they also, the Browns have the 8th worst, I found this out, the 8th worst rushing efficiency so far this season. And the Steelers have the 3rd best rushing efficiency. So it's literally going best versus worst. You know, it's the crazy part is Nick Chubb also has been hit behind the line of scrimmage 47.1% of the time. So 50% of the time, damn near, he touches the ball, he's getting hit behind the line of scrimmage. That's the 6th highest in the NFL, and is recording 0 or fewer yards on 23.3% of his carries this season. That's the 3rd highest. Again, he's coming off an ACL, guys. He's not going to be the same guy he once was. I think we're still holding on to hope, even with his line at 50. Again, he's averaged 2.8 yards per carry after contact this season. That's the 4th fewest. And he's also been stuffed in 32.1% of his carries, the 2nd lowest so far. 2 running backs this season. So he's just bad this season. He's just bad. The running game's bad. That's why Jameis Winston's throwing the ball literally 40 times per game. He's not the same Nick Chubb. People will look at his head-to-head and be like, oh, look at what he used to do against Pittsburgh. He's not the same back anymore. He's seeing no snaps. 30% snaps, 35% snaps. 60% of snaps is his best game. 30% of snaps. They're projected to lose this game. They probably will lose this game. The game script won't be in his favor. I just really don't like that line for Nick Chubb. I think it's an easy fade for me. Now, our last pick, and again, make sure you use, again, we're flying through this video, so make sure you like, if you like how the pace of a rock in here, as I'm just giving you stats, giving you numbies, and giving you the plays right off the rip. Also, we might have a 4th play come in. Make sure you're active on Twitter and follow me on there. The link is in the bio to follow me on there, or just, again, follow me on Pickett. The play will be on there as well. Last play, it's not on Underdog. That's really cool. So we'll just take on Prop Stat Cash. Chris Boswell, kick 1.5 field goals made. What you know about it? Obviously, he's hit this in 7 of 10 games, averaging 3 field goals per game. In divisional games, obviously Baltimore 6. He's going to have more divisional games down the road. Obviously, they haven't played anybody so far this season. So I think in divisional games, over-under this game is 36. Normally when you have an over-under like that, for those newer bettors that might be to the channel, the lower the overall, the more field goals of the total points line. So total points is 36. You kind of can predict that it's going to be more of a field goal heavy, lower scoring game, get stuffed in the red zone. And Cleveland has one of the best red zone defenses in all the league. Pittsburgh is one of the best red zone defenses in the league. So it's 2 good defenses in the red zone. Now, again, with Russ, this team has been scoring at a better efficiency. But as you can see, against Baltimore, still got stuffed. Against the Giants, still got stuffed. Against the Jets, still got stuffed multiple times in the red zone. Obviously, against Washington, they had a great game. But I don't think they're going to be able to just score at will against this Cleveland defense that, again, getting some pieces back now, getting healthier now, looking better now. I think they're going to be stuffed a few times. And Chris Boswell has been the most automatic motherfucker you'll ever see in your life. He literally has not goddamn missed this season. He is insane, going absolutely ballistic on this line and this season. So I think he's going to continue that reign and continue to be an absolute GOAT in wins. Can we see that stat? Nothing's updated. So he's been going absolutely insane this year, so I'm going to keep taking him to take these field goal overs. Obviously, it will be on underdog by the time you see this probably, so you can take it there. But again, this line feels super great, and I think he's going to keep cashing. And he's right now, as of today, the best kicker in football. Justin Tucker has fallen the fuck off, apparently. Evan McPherson now stinks. All the kickers you thought were good now are bad. Harrison Butker's injured. This is insane. The kicking this year has been absolutely nuts. The only consistent person has been Chris Boswell. I think he continues to be consistent in this game. And he could smash us in the first quarter, let alone the entire game. So love that mark. Love the Pickens mark. Love the Chubb under. Let me know what you guys are taking in the comments below. Make sure to like, subscribe, all that sort of fun shit down below. Yeah, it's the easiest way to support the channel. So make sure you do that, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.